of Nick Chubb in mourning the loss of Nick Chubb in several of my leagues, including the Any Given Sunday league that Jeff and Lauren and I are in that I commish. Mourning the loss of Austin Eckler for probably another week, but confident in the fact that I can run with Raheem Mostert, Jerome Ford, DeAndre Swift, and Puka to hopefully fill in for another
you know
week.
what? That's a perfect lead in, man. And your disappointment slash I don't even know what to call it, like melancholiness over the injuries that are happening in the NFL. And y'all, that injury to Nick Chubb, let's just go ahead and talk about this. I am so glad they didn't show it over and over and over again like they used to. But y'all, that was Nick Chubb in Georgia. That was Willis McGahee. Ferg knows all about that in the national championship against Ohio State. Like it was bad.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I didn't see it live, and I have not YouTubed it. I have not seen it. I have flashbacks, and I can't remember. I think it might have been Ohio State. I'm not sure. But in the Final Four several years ago, one of the players like broke his leg, and the bone was coming out of his skin. It was so grotesque. I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry, all you NCAA basketball fans. But I haven't watched the Chubb injury. I just don't want to see it.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
I haven't seen it.
You trust that link in so that I can see it, but you've not watched it?
I mean, the steal. I saw the steal, and it was.
I saw the steal. Yeah, and I saw the
a few times.
Well, when
it was worse than the college one.
Thank you, Raz. Kevin Ware.
Well, when they showed it on SportsCenter, they showed the play, but they didn't show the replay. But because I saw the still and I knew what was happening, I could definitely tell.
I also, didn't know a leg could do that. Honestly.
Yeah, no. But look,
his leg has done that before. That's what's crazy. That's his second time.
Yeah, but it's like
second time on the same leg.
Is that like a fracture knee? Like it was.
So it's probably from what I've heard.
It's everything.
It's probably a patella, a kneecap dislocation. It's probably multiple ligaments, MCL, ACL, PCL, LCL. And
but how does he not break a bone doing that?
I wouldn't be surprised if he had a compound fracture in there. Listen, there's a decent chance that this is a career ender, and it's really, really sad because Nick Chubb is one of those guys that everything you read, everything you hear about from NFL players is respected by everybody. He never celebrates. He's never in your face. He's not a shit talker. He's not cocky. He just goes out and plays his game and does it well.
Yeah.
And listen, from a fantasy, I live in a fantasy world when it comes to football, so that's heartbreaking. But this goes just above and beyond.
Yeah.
The man
is so that kind of stuff. Like I played rugby for about 5 years on and off, and I was talking to my buddy Brendan today, and I should have sent him the link because I was going to give him a shout out. He's from Ireland. He's played for many, many years, and side note, Ireland's playing South Africa in the Cup this weekend, so we're rooting for Ireland.
Nice.
It's what do you call it? It would be out of nowhere if they won. But anyway, those injuries, like I've seen some stuff, and we were watching it today, and like both of us were just like, oh my god, like you don't even see that stuff in rugby. Like it is awful.
Well, Ian, Paul George also did it. That same thing with the not the same thing as Chubb, but the same thing as Kevin Ware, where the bone came out of. It was in the Olympics, I think, or in the Pan Am Games or something like that. It was with the team
it's a gruesome injury.
Yeah.
And it
was bad.
Every once in a while, you come across something like this that just kind of goes above and beyond the game. It goes beyond the sport.
It got you in the feels, like whether you're a Browns fan or Chubb. Like
it's because he's a good dude.
I got it. But you know what? I
felt bad for Dak Prescott when his ankle, but that is just.
Oh gosh, that looked bad too.
That hurts.
I think you got to play devil's advocate, at least from the professional side, and I would suspect Jeff is going to jump all over me and jump in with me here. I guess maybe that. Listen, here's a man. It's the running back position again. It's these guys that aren't getting paid. He's guaranteed $2.9 million this year. That's really
but that kind of injury, you live with. That's not even. You could get paid millions. The chronic pain that he's going to go through the rest of his life.
Lauren. That's
It's
the
not-
point. If he signed, if running backs were getting the same contracts as quarterbacks and wide receivers and defensive tackles, he signs a $130 million contract with $80 million guaranteed. That
And
makes
doesn't
that
care.
pain a little bit more bearable. So
Yeah.
Who
it
was saying
really
that?
brings back that same discussion that we
Was
that
it
we, that,
you,
that we had
Ian?
last week.
That was saying 25% of the starting running backs are out now by week 3. It's almost we're in 2 weeks. Like
I said that earlier that we were
That was Jeff,
we were
yeah.
up to 25.
Yeah,
We're at least
so-
at 25.
And
So I
add
guess-
Saquon now. Add
Yeah.
Saquon.
what is because like I said the other day, I made a comment like even 5 years ago you didn't have this level of injury. Like running backs fall, and I thought maybe it would get better because they have committees, but it doesn't. So is it really the turf that everyone's fighting?
I mean,
I have
a
a
lot of people think so.
I
But
have
I
a
mean,
theory
that.
that athletes are too good a shape. These
Yeah.
dudes are moving too fast and
Too
they're
fast.
too good a shape that
Yeah.
they're twitching and
is-
tearing stuff that didn't happen 15, 20
Yeah,
years ago.
you
I
didn't
just
hear
watched
it
some
like that.
professional players, like somebody was on a podcast and they were talking about how nobody got injured when we was eating steaks and hot dogs at halftime and
Yeah.
still smoking cigarettes in the locker room. Dudes didn't get hurt. Now they get hurt getting out the car.
Is it because
Yeah.
they're trying so hard to keep people from hitting it, like in the head and they're
Oh,
going
Yeah,
lower?
absolutely.
Like,
Lauren, that's perfect.
Yeah, I
Lauren,
agree with
that's
that.
perfect. I read
You nailed it there.
a Twitter exchange today between RG3 and Nate
Oof.
Burleson, two
Yeah.
guys who I really have the utmost respect for. I think that they are well spoken, well read, well written, two intelligent guys, and they kind of went back and forth. And Nate was making some good points. So was RG3. The point that I really took from it, and this is where I kind of sympathize with Minkah Fitzpatrick, who quote unquote caused that injury, is what do you want him to do? If he
Yeah.
goes high, then he's going to get flagged for targeting at the
Yeah.
helmet. If
Yeah.
he goes low, then he's targeting his knee and he's a dirty player. So he's got like a 3-inch area, where the 2 and the 4 on Chubb's jersey is really what he can aim for. God forbid Chubb move or deke or twist or do something, or he falls too early. I didn't see the play, so I can't speak to
You
it.
should go. You should go take
I was
a look.
watching that
Not
game.
that-
I think that if you were to poll any running back, especially these guys that's been on these Zoom calls trying to get paid, they would rather
Yep.
take the concussion protocol
yeah,
than the knee,
over having
than the
your
knee
leg
injury.
detached.
I don't think there would be any argument that I'd rather you hit me
Yeah,
in the
and I
shoulder
get
or
that.
head.
That's
than
2
the knee.
weeks. That's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
ACL
it's
six
what do you
months
do?
to a year. I mean, it's
Okay, so let's talk about this since we're on the subject of running backs and the owners loving not paying running backs at this moment in time. Let's go to a couple of more. So because Chubb was just the worst of it, but it's not the last of it. So let's go to some things that are going to affect
Jamal
fantasy
Williams is out.
as well as regular football.
Yep.
Let's talk about Saquon.
Mhm.
So Saquon's out for 3 weeks,
Mhm.
and it's an ankle again. He has perpetual issues with his
Mhm.
He has
knees
the
and
Steph
ankles.
Curry ankles.
Yeah, for sure. And so
Yeah.
it's like, there's a lot of things there. The Giants. I don't know, who do they play this week. I don't know who they
Giants,
play.
San Francisco
49ers,
Thursday
so
night.
Oh, that's right.
we're
That's right.
talking
There's a
about
Thursday night
tomorrow.
game.
That's tomorrow.
So
night.
not having Saquon there is not going to be fun.
Matt Breida
um,
season.
Matt Breida, Matt Breida is
Matt Breida will be hurt, but in the next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well,
The look,
yeah, I mean
the
that's
look
all.
on Ian's face when I said Matt Breida season, though. He just
Yeah, I know.
Who's their backup after Matt
I
Breida?
would
Because
like-
go ahead and grab him now
I
off
would-
the waiver wire.
No, you don't need him.
No,
Saquon's
I would
only
like
out
to
3
see
weeks.
Merle's face.
Yeah.
when you
Oh,
say Matt Breida.
hopefully Merrill will
Clint,
come on here in a
Clint,
bit.
You're dead on.
if you
Yeah.
have to play
Clint,
Matt Breida
you're
tomorrow on
dead
your
on.
team, then prayers.
Yeah, you've
Prayers
got
for you if you got to
got-
start Matt Breida
you've
tomorrow.
got Eckler out.
Yep.
We don't know if Eckler is a high ankle sprain, a regular
Yeah.
ankle
Eckler
sprain. We don't know.
is off the
David
question. Is he
Montgomery-
just questionable?
Hold on a second. Hold on.
No,
With
he's
Eckler,
questionable.
let's stop here real quick with Eckler. They came out yesterday and said there is no timetable for his return.
Oh boy.
That's coach speak.
That could mean
I-
a bunch of things, right?
Yeah,
But you don't
I
like
do that
that,
as
right?
coach
You'd
speak.
rather hear day
You
to
don't like
day, or he's out 2 weeks, or he's out 3 weeks, not no timetable. Like give us some answers. So that really sucks, and that's gonna That's going to affect because the Chargers are a good football team. So, I mean, they started off 0-2. Didn't they win? I mean, they started off 0-2, right? So, but they're a good football team.
No, they're 0-2 now.
That's what I'm saying. They're
They're
0-2.
Yeah,
They're a
yeah.
good
They have
football
no
team.
defense. They have
All
no
right,
Right.
so according
Yeah,
to
But
a
offensively, and Josh Kelly showed up not at all.
2 weeks ago. Last
No.
week he sucked.
So,
He was terrible.
like this week, he
It's
showed up not at all. Right. So,
Not
I
at
mean, these are like these injuries are affecting some races. What Lauren said earlier with Jamal Williams also being out.
You know
And
who our
so-
running back is now? Is
Is
Taysom
Tony-
at this point.
No,
David
it's
Montgomery,
Tony
same thing.
Jones Jr. Tony
yeah,
Jones
but
Jr.
I mean, Taysom's
If
gonna have
one
to because we
Right.
have Kamara's out until next week. He comes
Next week.
back.
Yeah, he'll be back next
And-
week. The week,
and
yeah,
Taysom-
not this Sunday.
Taysom showed up on the injury
Taysom's
report.
great. Taysom's great, and he was a great waiver wire pickup in fantasy. And Ian, yeah, you got David Montgomery out, and you got Craig Reynolds that filled that spot and filled it okay. But then
Yeah.
you got
You have
this
Gibbs
is
there.
going to be the Jahmyr Gibbs show,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
This is like and you know what? To be honest, as a Lions fan, where is Jeff the Lions fan? We need to bring.
we need
Detroit
we need to
Jeff.
bring him. We need Detroit Jeff on the show tonight. So Detroit
Let
Jeff, if
me
you're
let me
looking,
try.
yeah,
me
try to
try.
get him on, Lauren,
Okay.
because
Get Detroit
I'd
Jeff
love
in
to
here.
talk to Detroit Jeff and see if the Lions could script it when you don't have to say, David Montgomery, we paid you this money, but we're going to put you behind the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs. Now he's injured, maybe for a week, maybe it's 4 weeks, and you're like, this is the Jahmyr Gibbs show, so it's his time to win the
Mhm.
job,
Mhm.
right? This is his time to win.
But I
the
don't know
job.
that they're
It's
going to
his
use
chance.
him like that because I was listening to something.
don't
I was
want
listening
to.
to some DFS stuff, and he's more.
Will they?
They're not going to run. They're going to run. I don't know if they're going to use him like that. That was like a big question this week.
That's what I'm saying. Is it his time to shine? I want to hear from Detroit Jeff. So if he's able
All
to
right,
come
let me-
on, I'd like to
explain
talk to
yourself,
him.
Detroit Jeff.
So can we talk about another injury real quick that is off the running back train? And if there's any more running back injuries, let's talk about those two.
I mean,
for
they're
sure.
all the same. They're all terrible. But
Aaron
let's-
Jones. I mean,
Oh, Aaron Jones. That's true. That's true. Aaron
Yeah.
Jones. He's out for a week or two, and that Green Bay's been playing so well, and Jordan Love has been so good. So like
I see
we'll see if that
Pacheco
keeps
just
up.
popped up on the darn the
Pacheco
questionable
Injury
list
report.
too for
Yep.
Sunday.
Yep.
Talking about Clyde Edwards might get some run.
But let's talk about something that's going to seriously affect something. Joe Burrow, he re-aggravated his calf,
Mhm.
and they don't know if he's going to play or not. He's day to day as of right now. He's day to day. We all know he's probably not going to play.
Probably it's Monday night. It's
Hey,
Monday
Ian.
night.
Do me a favor while we're talking about this. Grab his backup's name.
Jake
I don't
Browning.
remember.
Oh,
his
it-
backup's
Oh,
name.
I know this. It's
It's Jake Browning.
Jake Brown.
Oh,
Thank
Jake
you.
Browning from Washington, from the
You see?
University of Washington. So yeah, okay. So Joe Burrow not being out, like, what do you do fantasy wise? Just a quick question with Chase and Higgins. Like,
If fantasy wise,
what do you do with Chase and Higgins?
Well, first off,
You gotta run 'em.
Even before getting there, if you have Burrow, and even if you're in a super flex league, you're kind of fucked. But if you're in a single
Yeah.
quarterback league, you roster Matt Stafford right now.
Sure.
You put that way.
Or Jared Goff.
Yeah,
no,
Jared
no,
Goff.
no.
I'm about to
I'm
say
saying-
bring Justin
I'm
Fields.
saying specifically Matt Stafford because that's who the Bengals play on Monday night.
Can I?
So if
You're
if
saying,
Burrow
like-
doesn't play, you have an immediate plug and play. Jared
Can
Goff
I,
is not available.
Can I call an
anywhere.
audible, Clint?
Yeah.
Because we had this extensive pre-game meeting about the things we're going to talk, but I have
Yes.
these things written down in case we
You
went
get
off
that.
script, and you just kind of led me right into it, and it
Right.
was Joe Burrow versus this guy. So I'm going to give you a couple of dudes, and you tell me if you're willing
Okay,
to wait
so-
till Monday
Andy
night
Dalton
to
2.0.
play
so-
this dude over
So
Joe
let me
Burrow.
ask you a question. So we're talking about fantasy, right? Because the
Correct.
next thing we have on our list to talk about in our pre-production meeting was fantasy studs and duds.
Exactly.
So let's lead this off with this discussion, even though it's not
Okay.
studs and duds. Let's talk about this fantasy stuff. So give us
All
some
right,
names.
So we're gonna go. We'll start. I think somebody just said the name: Joe Burrow or Jared Goff this week.
Golf.
Goff,
Goff,
Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar.
That's easy.
Lamar Jackson,
Joe Burrow, Tua.
Tua.
Tua. because
I see Burrow sliding way down the list. I'm looking.
Well, I mean,
I went
it's-
back and looked at some of our drafts,
Joe
and I'm
Burrow.
just trying to get these names based on
But hold on a
where
second.
I saw Joe go in the draft.
So you're basing your assumption on Joe Burrow playing.
Playing on him
Okay.
playing this week.
Okay.
I would play
Would
if
you- are
Anthony
you willing
Richardson
to
was
wait on
playing.
Joe
I would play him
Burrow?
over Joe Burrow.
Or are you willing to play one of these guys on Thursday or Sunday and say, F it this week?
I
if
think-
he goes off for 8 touchdowns, so be it. I missed out.
You know where I think the line for me might be is Dak, maybe. I think that might be the line for me.
Dak versus the Cardinals.
What about
Dude.
Okay, I got one. Let's
Dak.
uneven the playing
I
field.
get it.
Would you play Joe Burrow? Would you wait on Joe on Monday, or would you play Brock Purdy
Versus the
Brock
Giants.
Purdy.
versus the Giants?
If I had to be,
I might wait on
Purdy.
Joe. I would wait on
Might
Joe.
wait on
there.
Joe.
What are you gonna do, James?
Okay.
If you wait on Joe, you better have Stafford or Browning.
So-
you better
Yeah.
Okay,
have
so
one of
let
them.
me say something here about this. So Brock Purdy is, I think he's the first quarterback in NFL history to start his first however many games with 2 touchdowns in every game. Right?
He got
Yeah.
one last week.
Okay, so then that he broke his streak last week because it was up until last week then. Like he had like
So-
7 straight games or 8 straight
7
games or
straight,
whatever
something
with
like
2
that.
touchdowns and like 200 plus yards or whatever.
Not including the playoffs. But yeah.
So he's like he's consistent, right? And he's the king of stream.
He's going to
Yeah.
get
Okay.
you. He's
Right.
going to get you 17 points every week.
Sure.
You're never
Seven-
going to get 10. You're never.
I'm good
gonna
with
get
that.
35.
You're gonna take your
I'm good.
17, or you're gonna hope and wait on Joe to get you.
I'm
23,
sitting Joe
24.
Burrow for Jordan Love this week, even though it's the
God,
same.
get out. Is Lauren in here looking in my notes? Because that was my next one. Was the
Oh
guy
no,
who went in the
I
first
have that
round
situation in our
versus
in
the
our
guy who
dynasty
went in the
league.
14th round in a live
Okay,
round.
so
Mm.
a couple
Joe
of
versus
things.
Jordan.
A couple of things with this.
It's
So
the Saints defense, but
what has Joe done this year? Look at his
Nothing.
first 2 games. Now the
Nothing.
first game,
Now,
first game there's a lot of
fantasy-wise-
weather and shit. Right? No, fantasy wise. The
Fantasy-wise,
first game there was
it
some
was
weather
okay.
issues.
Fantasy wise, nothing for the fact that if you, especially like you were in a super flex, you took him in your first 10 picks.
Sure.
So he's done
yeah.
nothing to justify a top 10
He had
pick.
22
Whereas,
in week 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
for a lot of trouble losing.
That was all in
Jordan,
the second.
Jordan
half.
Love was
In the
QB3
last
week
two
1,
games,
and then
late
Jordan Love, I
games, like,
believe,
they're
was
in
QB
trouble.
14.
They got to go to Baltimore
Yes,
the
this
next
week.
time. They're going to get crushed. Like Baltimore has the division.
You think?
I know that's Homer talk
Already?
a little, but
No, I'm t-
well, I mean, we'll see.
It's
We'll
more
see.
that I can't stand the Houday ripoff shit. But
Oh, Minnesota. I
Well,
All right,
thought
here,
so-
we're going to call another audible. This is what we do on this show. We
Monty.
just jump from shit to shit.
Monty.
We're going to go
I
to Mr.
like this
Hancock here.
question.
And he wants to go. How can we
Hey,
fix the turnover issue
I got it.
in Minnesota?
I got it. I
Yeah.
think it got fixed before we got on the air.
Please
Was
don't
that
say
with
Cam
Cam?
Akers.
Please don't say
Please
Cam.
don't say Cam
Please
Akers.
don't
I
say
think
Cam.
that's the
No.
look. Alexander Madison just giving up the ball left and right.
Madison's ass.
So you bring in Cam
The
Akers,
one
he's
who's
going to
giving up
start.
now, the one who's
He's going to
giving up
start.
the ball
Not this week, though.
left and right is Kirk Cousins. Kirk
Is
Cousins,
he?
he's had multiple interceptions or
Hold, please.
fumbles in both games.
Hold,
we,
please.
we need
See, the
Detroit
problem,
Jefferson
the
one,
problem
too.
with Kirk Cousins is he's bad for real football,
But great for
great
fantasy.
for fantasy football.
Like
Like,
great.
there has been no bad weeks yet.
Listen,
playing with Kirk.
last week was not Kirk Cousins' fault. He put up 30 fantasy points, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He fumbled twice. Kirk Cousins was not the problem last week. In that offense, when you have Jefferson and Addison,
They're so
and
good.
you
Addison's
have
looking like rookie of the
Hawkinson,
year.
you
Addison's looking like rookie of the year.
Kirk
Man.
should be like an automatic league winner, but it's
He's the number
Mon-
one quarterback in fantasy football right now.
Monty is exactly right. The only
Number
the
one.
thing that's killing Minnesota is
It
the
ain't
ball
Kirk Cousins, though.
security.
It
They
ain't Kirk.
need to
It ain't
spend
Kirk.
they need to spend hours in practice every week doing the Tiki Barber drill, putting that
I'm cool
ball
with that.
in the crux, and
You
you,
ever seen-
carry that bitch with you everywhere.
You ever seen the program?
Tiki Barber, the program, yeah.
You ever seen the program?
Yeah.
Don't drop my football.
Don't drop it. You
I don't
need to do the
understand why
Tiki
they got
Barber
rid of
drill.
Dalvin Cook to the. I've never understood that. Like that made
The
no
who?
sense to me.
Dalvin Cook thing.
trade. I
Oh.
don't understand.
I don't get it
Now
either.
we're getting into asses of the week. Okay.
No,
So
no,
another-
hold on. We'll
Here's
go.
Oh,
another
no.
audible.
That.
Somebody else is talking shit. Here we go.
Oh, geez, here we go. This is what we were talking
I
about.
played
We were
several
told about
leagues
this
with
last
him
week.
Here,
You're
2-1
gonna have to
versus
give Crosby
this
some
week.
love
That
there.
was terrible this week.
Look,
Yeah.
Ferg,
Me
he
and
said he
Jeff
was
are
going to
Crosby,
come on this week.
Crosby is all over the Cowboys D. Come on
He
now.
is.
He's all over that D.
Yeah,
Look at the
Yeah.
Cowboys D.
yeah. I mean, they are. Micah Parsons is an
I mean,
issue.
it is the NFC East. God,
But hold on,
Micah
listen.
Parsons is the truth.
He's a problem. He's a problem. Okay,
Listen,
all right.
okay. Would you right now, if the season ended right now, would Micah Parsons be an MVP candidate?
Yes,
Yeah, right now.
for
Jeez.
No.
sure he would be. Yes,
No.
yeah, because they're the number one.
Yeah.
Writers hate defensive players. It just-
Yes, no, they definitely do. Who's
I mean,
the last defensive
are
player?
you a
to win?
candidate if you
Or like
finish
Ray
like
Lewis?
10th in the voting? Like if you
Which
finish
defensive
10th
player
or 9th
won
or
the
10th?
MVP of the year last? When's the last time that
Oh,
happened?
Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, maybe.
Donald.
J.J. Watt before that, maybe.
Yeah.
Writers have recency bias, so TJ
Yeah, no, they
Watt on
definitely
Monday
do.
night would have a better chance of winning Defensive Player of the Year
Okay,
than Micah
so let's
Parsons.
do
Just because
this.
that's what we just saw.
So let's do this. Let's get back on topic. Let's stick with some fantasy stuff. So let's talk about some fantasy studs. And I want to start this off real quick, Ferg, before you have a chance to,
Oh,
because
shit.
he won 2 of my leagues for me. Was Mr. Raheem Mostert, who is I think the number 3 fantasy running back on the season, if I'm not mistaken. That was what I saw earlier. So this cat is doing nothing. 121-2, like he's doing nothing but good things.
Raheem Peyton Mostert. That's his
Right?
name.
Love this guy so far. Now, if he can keep his fragile ass on the field, then I think I'll be just fine.
You didn't have to say it out loud because you know he just got hurt.
I know.
You know
Hold
he
on, I
just
know.
got hurt during this show.
Yeah.
Right now, because you
Here's-
said that shit out loud.
Here's the complication with Raheem Mostert. It is absolutely true that he's 31 years old, but he didn't play for like the first 4 or 5 years.
Though.
So he's got
fresh.
25-year-old legs.
He is
Yeah,
fresh.
well,
Here's the problem with Raheem Mostert, and it's not talent, it's competition. That running back room, Jeff Wilson is coming back.
Please.
Ahmed, listen,
Ahmed is a thing. Ahmed is a thing, but he does have a hurt
chain
groin.
a chain is
Ouch.
a thing. There's going to be competition there. Right now, Mostert is the thing, at least through week 4. But
If
Clint,
Mostert stays healthy, he will be
Bruh,
the thing.
this
But
is what I'm talking
McDaniel loves
If
Daniel
Jeff
loves
Wilson.
him.
He
Loves
loves Jeff
All right, here's
Wilson.
my question for you though, then, Jeff. You guys are 2-0. They're gonna have
No.
to. They're gonna have to keep
No.
one of these running backs healthy towards the end of the season. So which one is it? Which one are they gonna lean on, or
Well,
kind
when
of
we
pull
get
back a little
Wilson
bit?
back, no one, Mostert, Achain, and Wilson will probably hurt your fantasy team in like 3 weeks because they'll all, if knocking on wood, they'll all be healthy and all be ready to play. And depending on what it is that they're running, especially if they run that favorite play that Tua runs where you got the dig in the flat, you're going to see a lot more Achain than you're going to see Mostert just because of the speed that he's going to put against the linebacker. But I swear, Mike
100%.
McDaniel has a man crush with Jeff Wilson. He
Well,
wouldn't have
Ferg, let
sent
me ask you a
a
question, though,
fourth-round
man.
draft pick to San Francisco to
All right,
get
so
him to make him the third-string quarterback.
this is a
mean,
real
running back.
football question, not a fantasy question.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Why? Okay, let's say A-Chain, Wilson, Mostert, all healthy going into week 5. Y'all are 4-0.
Who's week 5?
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who
Yeah,
week
it
5
does.
is. I'm just
It
saying.
does.
who-
It does.
in week 5, I'm just saying, why fuck with it? If you're
Because
running
that's what
Mostert
coaches
and
do.
he's going 100,
Coaches-
he's going 101
Coaches always
or
got to
102.
tinker
Wilson,
and make it
yeah.
better. And plus, also, and this is totally unrelated, it's also like the Deshaun Watson thing.
He's
If
ass.
I pay this guy and then I give up these draft picks,
Yeah,
I have
Mostert
to
and
play
Wilson.
this guy at least until you get to the point
Yeah.
where you're not in playoff contention anymore.
The
You got
Dolphins,
to play the guy
however-
you gave up the most for.
The Dolphins,
get
however,
it.
don't really have to worry about that because they both have Wilson and Mostert on 2-year, $2.9 million deals. A Chain is a rookie for 3 more years on a rookie contract, and Ahmed is their 4th running back.
When I think
what
about
we
what
would-
they're going to play, it's probably for the GM's sake more than their sake.
I
Yeah,
just
I
feel like
think
they got
McDaniel's
two
not
guys that are always
McDaniel
getting
won't go
hurt.
nowhere, but if this thing fails,
I love
Chris
him, by the
Greer's
way.
probably out.
I
I'm
love
going to
Mike
take,
McDaniel.
you know what? And
Love
Clint,
this
I'm
dude.
going to take your question a little bit further because this is both for fantasy and for real football purposes. I came into this season touting Austin Eckler and Nick Chubb as my top 2 running backs, and I felt strong.
Yeah.
Now I'm going into week 3
With
touting
who?
two running backs
Undrafted.
who are very, very good right now that I drafted high, in our keeper league setup.
Yeah.
But our injury. I'm starting Raheem Mostert
Yes.
and I'm starting DeAndre Swift. Now both of them are coming off humongous weeks. Now from
You should
a
drink out the whole bottle. You should drink
I
right out the
know.
bottle because of that tape
For-
right there. Just drink out the bottle.
for real football purposes, I think both Nick Sirianni and Mike McDaniel would be thrilled if Mostert and Swift could go through the whole season
Yeah.
and not get hurt. Sirianni wanted to start Gainwell. Even before he got hurt, he shit the bed week 1 versus New England, and Swift took it. Now, when you have a running back come out and do 175 and 1 and put up 28 points, you got to start him again.
Got to start him.
Just like
So
Mostert.
you think that if Gainwell's back, then he's behind DeAndre?
I think so.
Okay.
I do. Until
All right.
until DeAndre doesn't do it or inevitably gets hurt, or when Gainwell in his spot duty puts up an 8 carry for 94 rush yard game and 2 touchdowns,
Which he
and
can.
then it becomes more of a timeshare.
Yep.
So let me
But
ask a question.
Lauren-
I want to
hang
ask
on.
Ian a question.
Well,
'Cause
let me
he's the
let me
Philly.
let me make
Go
let
ahead,
me
go
make
ahead.
one comment to Lauren before you do, and then I'll gladly answer your question. Lauren, this season is the first time I have ever even minutely considered the prospect of going 0 running back. And Lauren knows that I will draft 4 running backs in the first 5 rounds.
Well,
And
But
this
to
is
your
the first,
point,
this is the
like-
first year that I'm looking at it.
I think
Always.
I mean,
full wide
looking
receiver.
at it next, I mean, I'm not just, but just thinking ahead to next year, like it almost makes more sense to do like Jeff did, and to take those, take the Jalen Warren, take the Tajay Spears, because these guys are getting hurt. So like you've got a couple of seasons, a couple of weeks where you've got shit running backs, but then look at where everybody else is right now.
No, I
Look,
get it. I get it.
y'all, Jeff and
Here's
I had the funniest conversation.
Yes, I was just about to take it there. Me and Clint have been doing this too long because I was literally about to go there.
Go ahead, bro.
We're about to go Jerome Ford here, and Clint
Who
and
I
I
also
had
have.
these background conversations in our other league of record.
Oh my
we playing
gosh, dude.
About who was gonna spend how much fab on who, because everybody's running backs are wrecked. And in the leagues that you play in, and I play in a lot of leagues, my question more would be, what was the most that you saw Jerome Ford go for? 'Cause I saw some
$66 out of
leagues
100.
Where
66
we
out
have
of 100.
$100 budgets,
Yep.
where people went $99 on
Yeah, I
Jerome
saw
Ford.
66.
That's,
It is-
I don't know that.
I actually saw more for Kyron Williams than I did for.
Why
Jerome
was he
Ford.
still there?
I like Kyron Williams.
Why was
a lot.
Kyron
I
Williams
like
even
him
still
a lot.
there?
I'm in
Why was he
22
still there?
leagues. He was available in some of them.
That's unbelievable. So, but in Ferg and I's Hoofnagel, he went for 80, right? So,
Out of 100?
but Ferg, yeah,
Out
out
of
of 100. So, Ferg, I want you to tell the peoples you're starting running backs
Jesus
in that league.
Christ. Hold on.
please.
Because they're so bad, I have
please.
to pull them up and look at it because I try
So
to forget.
Ferg
that
texted
shit.
me. Ferg texted me. I think he actually texted our group, and he's like, he said, I want Mostert. He said,
Yeah,
I'll
let
give
me
you.
just do
Oh,
anything. I'll give you
Mostert for
anything.
Taylor or something?
Like
Was
we
it
Taylor?
we are at the point where people are trading. Like I've seen several.
Bro,
Like people are
it's
trading
bad.
Tua and Burrow for Mostert. Like that's
Yeah.
how bad it is out here. Like right now. Okay, so both of my running back spots in our Hoofnagel, I have left empty because I'm trying to figure out what to do.
You should leave him empty.
I have, and currently what I have available.
Oh my gosh, this is
I
great.
I had to pay $27 to
17.
get Madison.
17 for
to get
Madison.
I have
Oh.
Madison, Salvin Ahmed, Cam Akers, and Antonio Gibson. Those are my
Look,
running back
Antonio
options.
Gibson, who has
Well,
8 touches all season.
But
that was
Ian,
my running back option.
but hold on. These are his wide receivers:
Oh,
But my wide
Tyreek,
receivers are Tyreek.
Devontae, Amon-Ra, Calvin Ridley, and Adam Thielen, Juju, and then he's got Tua and
Who on the bench?
You just
you
need to
got Tua and Justin
it's like
Herbert.
if they
Just
gave
start
you 5
trading
points
receivers.
between the
That's
3
what
of
I
them.
told him.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to trade.
I told him I would give him
Decently.
Mostert for Amon-Ra.
He was trying to give me Mostert for Amon-Ra. You know
Damn
what?
right.
Never mind. Never
I
mind.
don't, Jeff. I don't think that
Never
you need to
mind.
worry about it. Like you got, like Tyreek won people leagues week 1. Like I would
yes.
just stay on the waiver
Listen,
wire.
The scoring
order-
in here is so whack though that you can't
No.
get 10 points from your running backs and
Right.
survive. You'll lose
Yeah.
every game by like 10, 11 points.
For sure.
Every game will be the same.
Did you offer him like Mostert and like some preparation H for
He didn't
Amon-Ra?
offer me shit. No
Because that was
KY,
going to cause
No,
some
no,
hurt.
just dry spit.
Ferg,
That's what he
Ferg,
offered
here we
me.
go.
Dry spit.
I'll give you
Dry
look,
spit.
Look, I'll give you Mostert and Jackson Smith and Jigba
For who?
Let's
for Amon-Ra.
Let's reel it back in. Let's reel it back in.
This is collusion. Collusion live on air. This is collusion. But
Collusion live
All
on
right.
air.
All right. So
How about-
okay. Anyway, that's
how
enough
about
about.
S's?
Look, because I'm the only one that said anything about a stud because we got off on this Miami Dolphins tangent. So first, stud of the week for you.
Stud of the
Who
week.
helped
Good
you?
of the-
Who helped you the most?
For me or just in general?
No, who helped you the most in your?
for me,
well, I would assume who helped you would be
say
in
it
general.
would be between Mostert and I had, of course, because we spent 20 minutes on our favorite guy last week. I went up Puka a
I
lot.
bet you did.
A lot in a lot of leagues where I had shit running back play, or I had Chubb who went out early. Puka
Yeah.
took me to the win.
Okay, so can we
Carrots.
talk
Already
about
dropped
him real
30
quick?
points.
Can
No,
we
let's
talk about
finish
him
our
real quick
studs.
without getting off on a tangent? Just real quick, 20 targets, y'all. 20 targets.
It's incredible.
I mean,
Does it
there
last
are a
does it
lot of
last
sports
past week
shows
4?
you can watch, but this is the only show that was champion Puka Nakua last week. I watch a lot of
20.
TV. This is the only one that was championing
Is
him
Cooper
all week.
thing after week 5? When Cooper Cup is back, is
No,
Puka
I
still
think
a thing?
no. He becomes number 2.
I believe he
but,
is because Cooper's
he
got to
becomes
get
2.
double teamed. You're
Yeah.
stupid if you don't double team Cooper.
No, you play both of them
Yeah,
every
you play them
every
both.
week. Every
Because
week.
I feel like the Rams are probably in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, if we're
Oh,
being
yeah.
honest. So they're gonna throw the ball 40 goddamn times a
Them
game
and the
just to stay
Cardinals.
in the game. So Stafford probably gonna throw for 5,000 yards and they're
Yeah.
probably gonna win
I think
4
I think
games.
Caleb Williams ain't
Puka,
going too far.
And if Cooper comes back healthy and doesn't get hurt,
Yep.
I could easily see both of them going for
But then
1,000.
he's got an opportunity to not have to take every pass either. You know what I'm saying? Like now they can.
I mean,
you can-
who's
you
the
got
running back
two.
in the
So
Rams?
he's not
Kyron?
full time.
Kyron.
Kyron.
Dude,
They're gonna throw
Kyron's
the ball
been great.
they're gonna throw the ball 43 times a game,
dude,
and
no,
that's just how it's gonna be.
They've scored through. Dude, I think Stafford only has like 1 or 2 touchdowns, if I'm
But
not
Stafford was-
mistaken.
but he threw the ball to get them down the field.
Right, no,
That's how
but
you get
Kyron-
15
but-
targets a game.
But they're going through Kyron to score. So I mean, he
It's
is
like getting to the 5. Yeah,
right. I
red
think
zone.
he's this. I think he's number 2 running back. All right, Lauren. So he's number 2 fantasy running back. Lauren, your person
So
that helped you the most.
My big one this week. I needed to make some cash, win some cash games, so I had some bankroll for DFS this week, and I'm gonna say for the second week in a row, and I'm kind of a closet fan of this team, and have been for many years.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not sure where Detroit
coming
Jeff is
out.
right now, but the Detroit line, Josh Reynolds, Amon-Ra, and Jared Goff is a fucking cheap, amazing stack in DFS. Josh Reynolds 2 weeks now in a row.
But is that who helped you the most? No,
Yeah.
who helped you the most last week? You
Yeah,
played
no, I've
Josh
got
Reynolds?
$40 going in this weekend
That's
for
what
my
you know,
cash
man.
game. Yeah,
I like that. So I mean, hey, look.
I really like the Lions this year a lot.
Well, I mean-
I'm ready to get rid of Justin Fields and start picking up Jared Goff. And
Hold on. I heard you say that a little while ago, and I wanted to address that. So Justin Fields put out a tweet or an X. I don't even know what you call it anymore.
yeah,
So he said last week, in the first 2 weeks, I haven't really felt like myself. He said this week I'm just going to kind of let everything go and just do what I do. So hold on to him for another week just to see.
Hold on.
Just to see.
Let's rewind on Justin
All
Fields. for like
right.
15 seconds. Ian, tell us the exact quote that Justin Fields said.
So Justin
he's being a
Fields was,
brat.
Justin Fields was asked, why does he look so robotic, was the word, this season. And his answer was, maybe it's the coaching.
And then he had to
And
come
then
back
he-
in the
and
locker
then
room
he
and back.
walked that- he had to walk that one back, and as they all do. But that's basically and this is for our friend Tony, who is a diehard Bears fan and is going through it right now.
And a hell of a guy.
That team, what
It's
that
trash.
says is that the Chicago Bears as a team right now are completely dysfunctional. What
They
I
did.
imagine, what I think would have been the best thing for Justin Fields is if Shane Steichen, who was the coach, the offensive coordinator at the Eagles, who basically made Jalen Hurts the professional that he is now, would have gone to Chicago and not to Indianapolis. I would have loved to have seen what Justin Fields could be, but this Bears team is dysfunctional. Their defensive coordinator just walked away. He needs mental health. He's done. We've heard some rumors about some other things that I can't really substantiate yet. But Justin Fields is throwing his coaches under the bus. He is not playing well. DJ Moore is not getting the targets that we expected. Chicago is
DJ Moore, dude.
dysfunctional.
I think Clint will appreciate what I sent to you guys earlier, that the only stat that Justin Fields has beaten Mitch Trubisky in is rushing yards. Every other stat that Trubisky had is better than anything Justin Fields put up
Percentage
in the first 27 games.
QBR, yeah.
QBR,
Amen.
percentage, their passing and rushing touchdowns are the same. Trubisky has less turnovers and a better passer rating.
So start
Justin
Hill.
Fields has, of course,
Trubisky.
about 900 more rushing yards than he has, but
Well, yeah.
that's not leading to wins. So,
yeah,
They've
what was
lost
the point?
7
What was really the
straight.
point of taking Justin Fields
He's lost like
and
7
trading the
straight.
number one?
Mhm.
It's
7
not
straight
even-
losses.
It's not even the losses, because every team can go through losses. It's the dysfunctionality of
Mhm.
players throwing coaches under the bus, and then obviously being called in
Mm.
and then having to walk it back. But Clint, if you're okay with it, I would like to give my stud,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and then if I can maybe give my dud / ass and kind
Yeah,
of
do
circle
that.
it back to Lauren.
Circle
We
it
can
back
just-
around.
Ass.
Yep, circle it back
Okay.
around.
So I've already given my stud of the week. It is DeAndre Swift. With his performance, saved me. I will give a 1B to Kirk Cousins, who carried me in a lot of leagues, a lot of Superflex leagues as
Love
well.
Kirk.
My love Kirk. My dud of the week is 2 people on the same team, also in the running back position.
Oh boy.
It is the New York Jets with Dalvin Cook
Oh.
getting 0.9 fantasy points and Breece Hall getting 0.2. I
How did
get
that
it.
even happen?
I get it. It's Dallas, and Dallas is unbelievable. Their defense is unbelievable, but you're talking about 2 starting caliber running backs getting a combined 1.1 fantasy points.
Yeah, I get that.
Dud and ass.
I get all of that. And I think it's the Hard Knocks curse, right?
It may
So
be.
you got the Hard Knocks hype preseason, you got the Hard Knocks curse during the season.
It
So,
just collapsed. Lauren,
So,
dud?
but it also is the Cowboys, So I mean, like, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Just
All right,
shout out
Lauren,
to my
what you
sister
got?
right there. So that's perfect timing. So Piper is
This is your
my
sister?
sister, and just I'll put this on one more time in
Okay.
case you missed it. I got our
Hey,
jersey
sister.
stuff on. Go Birds! My ass of the week is Andy Dalton 2.0. I cannot stress it enough. And I believe my cousin Nick had posted that earlier in the comment. Like, he's terrible. I don't know.
what-
I'm thinking he's got to have that injury has to be worse than they let on to. Like, something's going on. It's like Jamar Chase also for 2 weeks now. Like, they're not.
What
even
if Burrow sucks?
strange.
Chase Higgins
Strange.
sucks. It's just-
Yeah.
It's totally strange. I don't know what's going on,
Unreal.
and it's
Yeah.
killing me because I'm done trusting Joe Burrow for a while. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and I completely understand that. I
Yeah.
completely understand that. So, they're 0-2 with a very real chance of going 0-3.
They really are, and
Right.
it's not like
Like-
they're losing to. I mean, they're losing in their division at home. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
only
Brown-
problem with the Bengals jumping on the Bengals at the moment is they were 0-2 last year. So
They were
Well,
over
I'm not
the
going to
last-
say anything until
But Joe
until
Burrow
like
was
5
healthy.
weeks.
Joe
You're
Burrow.
losing Baltimore
Joe-
in Cincinnati. Like, you're not going to win that game. In
I mean, he was healthy last year.
Joe
and they went
Burrow, hang
0-2.
on. Here's your stat.
There's no way Ravens got that.
This is Joe Burrow's 4th season. And in his first 2 games over the course of 4 seasons, Joe Burrow's combined record is 1-7. He is a notoriously, look it up. He is a notoriously slow starter
I believe you, but how
Burrow-
do you lose
Burrow
to
is
the
a-
Ravens at home if you're going
You
to
do.
they're going to compete?
because
Like, that's
the
it.
Ravens, because he is hurt, and the Ravens are a quality team. You
I
have to keep in mind,
I get like how he did it, but I'm saying logically, Joe Burrow, you should have not gone there because now you have to beat them in bulk. You're going to be competing for them for the number one seat in that division. Like you
Listen,
have just lost.
Well, me and Clint, I think me and Clint had this conversation a few days ago.
He's just making me
in
look
another
better with my
conversation.
choice for MVP.
If Joe Burrow didn't have $200 million in the bank already, we wouldn't be thinking.
That's the other thing. This man gets signed and like.
But he's no different than him. Hurts. Anybody else that's signed for big money.
He is in a way because Hurts didn't come out and start throwing shit bombs.
I mean, he threw for 190 yards. You
He's
get $250 million.
And he's 2-0 right now.
Whether you win or not.
But he had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah,
Joe
Burrow's not done anything.
Yeah. Dude had 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, and I get it. All right. So, my ass of the week, and this is going to be like, I think this is going to be perpetual, but I'm not going to worry about it anymore because I dropped him for somebody else, is Kyle Pitts. I should have never drafted him to begin with.
Yeah.
Their passing game, Atlanta is actually decent, but they're just going to run the ball down your throat. Nobody's going to stop them. They have 2 good running backs. They're not going to stop running. Their offensive line is pretty good. Their quarterback is garbage. And he might throw 15 times a game. And you got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and then Bijan Robinson, who is insane and super talented.
Tyler Algier was doing really good too.
Right. But what I'm saying is he got Bijan got a lot of targets last week. And so that's going to be, there's 4 targets for Kyle Pitts, 1 target in the first week. And so it's just like this kid, like he's got all the talent in the world. He has no quarterback. So I dropped him for Sam Laporta in the leagues that I own him. Well, it's because we talked about Detroit earlier, Lauren, and I know you're a fan of the offense. And so it's so anyway, ass of the week. And I think he is going to be continuous ass of the week. So I dropped him. All right, Ferg, what you got? Finish this off here with the ass of the week.
The super ass of the week?
No, save that for the last one.
Oh.
Just give us your regular ass.
The regular ass?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you kind of took it, but I was going to go with Brees. I would go with Brees as the ass. I mean, whether you took him late or took him early or you took a combination of Cook and Brees, is like, I'm going to play the odds and figure one of these dudes is going to step up.
He looked so good week 1, though. He's like, but
I mean,
I was just happy to not have
Madison.
to put Drake London on the list. I was just happy not to put Drake because
he had a good game.
I think I drafted Drake like 85 times.
Listen.
Here's
a long term. Listen, here's a long term ass, like playing the long game. How many people in their drafts, whether it's a redraft or it's a new dynasty league or whatever, how many people drafted Alex Madison early, or at least if you're going 0 running back? Yeah, if you're going 0 running back, you're picking him up 5 or 6.
I didn't take him at all.
It was
Not only did you just lose your best running back on your team, he's not even the starter anymore.
Not anymore. And so that's what we need.
RB, 90% of the time, your starting running backs ended up being a combination of Dobbins, Madison, and Pacheco, because that's what's left in the round. If you went 0 RB, then jumped in, took maybe a stud or maybe a QB, especially if you're in a super flex league, you had to take a QB.
Or Pirine, you had Pirine in there and Williams. Yeah, no, that's a good point too.
Antonio Gibson, same thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, Gibson.
Brian Robinson, that's my boy.
Brian Robinson is nice.
Yeah,
and
who
last year
Lauren pulled off last year, it's starting to look like it worked in Lauren's favor because Damian Pierce is ass.
Well,
he's pure ass.
Damian Pierce.
He's pure ass.
That's
but he looks so good in the preseason. So actually, can I just because you just made that face, Clint? I did have something I forgot to say. So to the Texans, another guy that guy that came out of nowhere. I just want to say, told you so. Nico Collins.
Did you tell us?
Yeah,
or did I tell you?
Yeah,
did you tell us or did I
him
tell
in
you?
every league.
Hey, can I tell y'all something funny real quick? So I want Damian Pierce. I hear you, Ferg. I hear you. But I want to tell you a couple things. Number one, CJ Stroud is actually pretty good. So this kid is
Stroud, 386 yards.
I think he's 7th in the NFL in passing. But let me tell you some crazy shit. Y'all ready for a crazy stat? It's crazy stat of the week time here. Damian Pierce had 38 yards after contact last week. 38 yards rushing after contact last week.
What did he have
On-
before contact? Negative
Hold
38?
on. No. Hold on. He had 38 yards after contact last week. He had 31 yards rushing.
That's some bullshit.
So hold on. So here's what we're talking about here. He was getting contacted behind the line of scrimmage a
I
lot.
told you.
A lot. Okay.
CJ
Yeah.
Stroud looked good. He
So,
looked
but they
good.
have
I
no
like Damian
so,
Pierce. He just needs. It's weak. I give him same with Brees
No,
Hall.
give
I
him
think
some
in
time
2 weeks from
because-
now we're going to be saying studs.
well, also I want to throw this point in there. So the Texans had to 4 out of their starting 5 offensive linemen were out last week. So they had to patchwork something that they were actually pretty decent in the pass protection aspect because CJ Stroud threw for 379 or 376 or whatever, 389, whatever. it may be.
386.
And
386.
and then Damian Pierce had that stat that I just said. So obviously, when they ran the ball, they were literally on him, like as soon as he got the ball, right? And so CJ Stroud, they were better at pass protection. So when the offensive line comes back, who knows? Give Damian Pierce a few weeks. I'm just like Justin Fields. Give him a few weeks. We'll see what happens.
And Brees Hall also because I don't know who was somebody.
Oh
was
yeah, for sure.
Kyle,
I'm down for that.
Kyle Wilson or Zach, whatever his name is. Zach Wilson's not going to be there that long. They got to figure
sucks.
something out.
Dude,
I
Garrett
have
Wilson is
another
already-
hot route that I want to call here.
Garrett
This
Wilson
just
is already
way off.
throwing him under the bus, by the way. All right.
He
Hot
did.
route.
Another hot route I'm calling on the line here. Somebody just offered me a trade of Lamar Jackson, next year's number 1 pick, and next year's number 2 pick for Mahomes.
Done.
Done.
What?
Done.
Is this dynasty?
Smash.
Is this dynasty?
This is in any given Sunday, Ian. You
Jay
want me to trade?
offered that-
You want me to trade Mahomes? Jay just offered up
smash.
Mahomes.
So can I ask
He
you a
just offered
question,
up
Ferg?
Mahomes.
Ferg, so let me ask you a question. What does that do? And you know what?
You
like,
should take it before he
people-
sobers up.
hold on, Laura. It's like people that don't play fantasy probably won't understand this.
I don't
What does
understand
that do to the continuity of your team? What does that do to the locker room of your
it's
team?
like in fantasy. It's like
It gives
certain
them
things. When you
picks to
take
start
Pat-
getting other
when you
guys
take
too.
Patrick Mahomes, this is like taking the ugly girl home at the club. You already know it's going down. No matter what, I'm getting 20 to 30 every week. Mark it down. It doesn't fucking matter.
No,
I'll
and I
take
get
the
that.
Occasional bad week from him because I might get
Smash.
40. Might get 41 week.
The gentleman you're talking about
Smash.
is 0-2 right now, though, and he's starting to freak out.
You know, and
Well,
I
he's
understand that,
freaking out.
but like,
he wants the
He's freaking out.
Mahomes Kelsey stack.
But
That's,
Ferg,
that's
And I don't
So
want to
Ferg,
give it.
I'm
that's what I don't wanna
0-2
give it
per
to him.
usual.
I
and
don't want to
you know,
give it to him.
so
I
Ferg,
feel
let me,
bad about giving somebody that stat.
but let's talk.
He
Let's
can
talk
send that
fantasy
shit to
real
me
quick.
for Joe Burrow if he wants.
Yeah, right. So let's talk fantasy
want
locker
that.
room real quick, Ferg. Fantasy
Okay.
locker room real quick.
The
Okay.
fantasy locker room.
So it's like if you have name a top receiver. Let's say Tyreek Hill. So you have
Tyreek.
Tyreek Hill, and you have a flex position on your fantasy team, and you put Tyreek Hill in that flex position. That's disrespectful, right? So like,
Well,
how
this
does the
is
rest of
Tyreek
your
Hill in
team
your
react?
flex
That's
position, you
just
should be
following
winning
the
your.
rules that we set on the show, though.
No,
as
but
to,
that's
like,
that's only if
don't
he plays
put your
Thursday,
studs-
right?
Like you know this dude's gonna play. Put
Right.
him
You
in
know he's
your-
gonna play,
your
right?
spot.
So that's what I'm saying. It's disrespectful. You see what I'm saying? So
How
where
do
do
you
you
do
do
that?
the continuity?
I will put Tyreek in a flex spot if it's a Sunday night game. or a Monday night.
I agree
because
with
I
that.
need
But there's
flexibility in case
there's
he
very
twists the ankle
few
on the way to the
very few and far between cases, Ferg. So what I'm saying is, what does it do to your fantasy locker room to get rid of Mahomes?
I just can't. The idea of trading Mahomes just
Yeah, but
it
you
makes me
take
physically
that-
ill.
you take that first and second round pick and then you flip it for other. There's a lot of people that will trade for those picks. That's the thing, though. That's
I
like
take that, Ferg.
Yeah,
I'm with
I would
I'm
take
with
that.
When
them.
you play in 8,000 leagues, you really don't have time to go back and be looking about trades and thinking about
I
next year.
would-
You have to just play now.
I would
Yeah.
take that. I would take it
I
in
would
a
take it.
heartbeat,
I'd
bro.
flip those.
Yeah.
Those.
I would take it and
My
I-
smash.
first ever draft pick in this league.
I would do that.
Smash.
I would do exactly what
I'll
Lauren
give
said.
you Joe Burrow for one of those damn picks. You want one?
I would
I would
take
do
Joe
it.
Burrow for my.
I would do exactly what Lauren says here. I would flip those picks for another player.
Yeah. Because
Or-
in another 2 weeks, people are going to be like, "Oh, my team sucks. You can take whoever," and I'll probably be
Or-
one of those people.
So,
But-
honest
or
opinion,
Jeff is
where
one
do
of
you-
those
Where do
people.
you think? Where do you think Lamar finishes at the end of the year?
Top 5.
QB.
I told you, I have him
You
for
think he's
MVP.
five?
MVP.
You think
All
he
right,
wins
so-
MVP?
Yeah.
So Ferg,
Where's
let
Lamar
me
right
ask you a
now for the
question.
year?
Could you take that 1 and 2, or maybe the 1 that you get and then your 1 and trade him with Lamar for
I
Josh
have no
Allen?
draft picks. I've traded off my
Okay,
draft picks.
so then could you take
I am of the
Lamar?
Les Snead school. Fuck them picks.
I don't
So
think
could
you
you
need
take-
Josh Allen if you have Lamar. I think he goes for a running back.
No, but
I mean, I
look,
have
but
no
could
other running
you?
back.
Could you though, Fer? Could you take Lamar and the 2 picks that you get and trade him for Josh Allen?
Well, probably before I talked about it online with you guys. So now nobody's going to want to give me shit because that's what they think that I want. So
You're
as
the
a
one
running
who
back
brought
or
it up
something.
live.
I'm just saying because there's no thought. Once I said it out loud and I looked at it because I saw
Dumbass.
Patrick was involved in the trade, and I was
Listen,
like,
he
"This
I
motherfucker
think
know I
he
ain't
got
trading damn
me.
Patrick
Just
Mahomes."
take Lamar.
And then I see what it is he's willing to give up.
I
Poor
gave him
Patrick,
Lamar.
like,
I got
wow.
Lamar off him in a real shitty trade, and he's got Tyreek Hill because of that. So just take his shit and go.
I
Give
get
him
that.
Patrick
Jay,
Mahomes
though, I
with
feel
no
like
receivers.
There are certain dudes when you have a league. Ian is on this list. Clint is on this list. Jay is on this list. There are certain people you make trades for. No matter what the stats say, you always feel like you got fucked. I don't give a
Yes.
fuck what it is you do. You be like,
Yep.
somehow this dude
I
fucked me. Like
think
he got
right
he got
now,
an
I think
inside.
you
chance
have
with
him
the-
right
with
now for the
team,
first time
and
in
he already
history.
knows Patrick got a sprained ankle or something like that. And
Yeah.
that's why he trained him. That's how I feel about trading.
Jeff and I have this rule about
Me and
looking
Lauren
out for
trade all
minorities
the
and
time. We don't
trading.
do it.
We're
Lauren
always
will
like,
never trade with me again.
No,
Lauren
I-
has
cheat.
proclaimed that
She
she will
says you
never
cheat.
trade with me again.
Lauren says you
She will
cheat,
not.
so he only trades with me.
Yeah, no,
that's true.
it is.
All right, so hey,
True. All right, we need to
let's-
transition.
No, so let's rein this in a little bit. We have
Okay.
one more thing to talk about, and it's the last thing we talk about every week, and that's the Thursday night football game. Okay, so
That'd be
we are
fun.
going to talk some fantasy with this, so it'll be an easier transition. So what we got here is we got the Giants and the Niners. It's in San Francisco, and we got a 10-point favorite for the Niners and a 44-point over under. So
Has
let's talk.
the line moved since Saquon was ruled out?
The line was at 10 as of right before the show.
Okay, so
All
I'll
right.
give the first hot take on this subject.
Yep, let's go.
The Giants are without Saquon.
I don't like McCaffrey this week only because I don't think he's going to have to play 4 quarters.
Okay,
I
so
don't like McCaffrey like that because I don't
And
think he's
I'm
going to have
gonna-
to play long.
I'm going to add to your take and say McCaffrey has 11 straight games with a touchdown. So and he
But
averages.
that's possible,
Dude,
but
He could do that in the
averages.
first 10 seconds.
He averages 20.3
And that's
fantasy
true.
points per game when he plays.
Cisco defense against that
But
shitty
this isn't
ass
a game that you want to risk him getting hurt.
They can run back.
This
to
is the
pick.
game that the Giants will win 16-10.
No
Right.
fucking way.
Right?
There's
You know,
no
I agree
way.
with you, Ian. I agree with you, man. It's just
No.
one of those.
Whenever
You
fucking
you
taking
count a
Giants?
team out
No,
totally.
no, no.
Whenever
Okay.
you count them out
No.
totally.
I've counted them out. And if it was Sunday, maybe I could subscribe to that. But 3 days later, after they just played,
Without
there's
their
no
best
fucking
player.
way. There's no
No.
fucking way the Giants lose
I'm
without
with
their
Jeff.
best player by less than 17.
Traveling
No fucking
across
way
the
they lose by
country.
You're
less
gonna
than
get
17.
Trump.
Doesn't
I
No,
matter.
can understand
with
all
Matt
of those things.
Breida, with Matt Breida, or no.
No.
The only
Here-
question I have
here's the
about
hot
Thursday
take.
night's game is if Ayuk is going to play.
Yeah,
That's the only
here's the
question
hot
I
take.
have.
So
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I don't think McCaffrey plays past the third quarter, if even halfway
No.
through the third quarter. I think the
It's
game
DJ
is
Mitchell
is
time.
out of hands early. I do not think
Nice
Ayuk.
Mitchell.
I don't think Ayuk plays.
Me either.
I think Debo has a nice game. I think the tight end that I traded Kelsey away for to get
Kittle?
Kittle, who has got 6 and 3 points the last 2 games, I think he goes for 7 and 102. I think
Cody
Kittle.
does love Kittle.
I got a
think
hot take for
this
you.
is-
And with
this is the
Ayuk
Kittle
out,
game.
yeah.
I got a
This
hot
is the
take
Kittle
for
game.
you. The San Francisco defense will score more fantasy football points than Daniel Jones.
That's not
that's not even
necessarily out of the
unbelievable.
question.
Not
I'll give you a hot take. The
That's-
leading
yeah, that's
fantasy
kinda-
score for Thursday night's game, Jawan Jennings. There's your
Might
hot
be.
take.
Might
There's
be.
your hot take.
I mean, because he's replacing Ayuk,
He'll
but
be
I
replacing
think
Ayuk
Ian
They blow them out
has
quick.
the right idea here, though, Ferg, and I think the target's going to Kittle.
and Elijah Mitchell. I think it's Elijah Mitchell game.
Yeah,
The
like
miss-
yeah.
No need to waste McCaffrey on these bombs.
The
Just run
missile.
Elijah Mitchell out.
Oh,
So
Ronnie
they're going to
Bell.
let McCaffrey get his touchdown,
Bring
though.
out
So
Ronnie
play
Bell.
McCaffrey. Yeah.
Golly,
All right,
we were
so-
deep down the
So
gut.
let's talk fantasy real quick. So on the San Francisco side, you play McCaffrey,
Everybody.
right? You stream Purdy if you need to.
Mhm.
You play Debo for sure.
Yeah.
You play Kittle for sure.
Brandon
If Ayuk is out there, you play
You
him.
play Ayuk.
But there's other people. So let's play a game real quick. We have a couple of minutes. Let's play a game real quick.
No
So
Giants.
Ayuk or Josh Reynolds?
Ooh, Josh Reynolds. If you're making
See-
me call right now,
Josh Reynolds has a really good.
Here's why,
Yeah.
Josh.
Okay.
Here's why this is a hard one.
Make it quick,
So-
Ian. Make it quick.
So Josh Reynolds is a tough one because Amon-Ra popped up on the injury
Yep, he has
report
turf toe.
with
He has
turf toe.
with a toe.
Josh
Correct.
Reynolds.
If Ayuk plays, I downgrade Kittle.
Okay, so if Ayuk plays, Ayuk or Tutu Atwell?
Ayuk.
Ayuk.
Because he's been
Why
playing
he's
so well.
Ayuk. It's still the San Fran defense. We just sat here
Right.
and said San Fran defense is going to outscore a quarterback, so that means
Right.
Tutu is not going to do shit.
Right.
He might get lucky late.
No,
Maybe somebody gets
Tutu's
lazy.
with the Rams. Tutu's with
Maybe
the Rams.
somebody. I'm saying, but maybe somebody gets lazy late with the 49ers and lets him get 6-7
maybe.
catches in prevent. But you counting on a lot of garbage time. I don't think Tutu does shit this week. I think Tutu goes back to being the guy that we've been knowing.
Well,
until
we'll
this
see.
week. Maybe he'll come back next week. San Fran's defense. I just
so-
want-
and then
San Fran and Dallas defense has made me question so many lineup decisions this week. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
even in a shit league where it was tight, where I have Connor and Mostert, I sat Connor because he's playing Dallas defense.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
get
how scary those two defenses are. I have
No, and
sat
I
sat
understand
Connor
that.
Yeah.
for that.
Okay.
All right, so then to end the San Francisco portion of this, you play the Niners D for sure. Okay, on the
Yes.
on
Definitely.
the Giant side, if you have
Nobody.
Daniel Jones as your starter, you have to play him. In a
You're
super
probably
flex
desperate.
league, you definitely play him. Right?
You
You
definitely-
definitely play him
I
no
would
matter
hit the
what.
waiver wire if you could, though.
Yeah, you play him no matter what. So then you
Mm.
play Darren Waller. I think that's a no-brainer. You have to play Darren Waller
Really?
because you have to. Because you got to look at the tight end landscape, Lauren. You have to play Darren Waller.
There's
you
one
drafted him
giant.
to play him.
There's one giant that I would be willing to play, and that's only if I had injury decimation.
Say Jalen
And that's
Hyatt.
probably, I'm going to say Slayton.
Yeah,
He's the
very
only one
slightly.
that's been catching passes. He's the
Yeah.
only one that they've been throwing to lately, and
Yeah.
that's only in garbage time. And I fully
Yeah.
expect them to be getting their ass whooped.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get that.
So
All right.
I would avoid all giants.
Daniel Jones is
good.
going to have a nice fantasy game because
I think he
It's
won
going
out
to be
that
the
game.
one he has all
Yeah.
year.
they're gonna no. Daniel Jones scored 36 points last week.
It'll be with his
So
feet.
he's gonna
In
have-
certain- in
They're going to be
certain leagues, yeah.
losing 40-0. He's just
It'll
gonna
be with his
throwing and
feet.
running it. Yeah, with
But it'll be with his feet,
The
Ian.
only
That'll
problem
be
with
his
that,
game.
I
the
don't
only
care.
problem with that
Points,
idea
points.
right there
Yeah.
about scoring Daniel Jones is I think that Dable and the coaching staff probably listened to the media last week. Like, why the hell is Daniel Jones still in this Dallas
Yeah.
game? And they're getting their ass beat.
Yeah.
If they're getting their ass beat by the 49ers, he's not going to finish that game. Not the
All right.
second, not twice.
All right, so let's wrap this.
It's
Let's wrap this
8:30.
up. Who? Okay, we got one more thing we're gonna do after this. What's
Okay.
your who you got winning this game? I guess it's San Francisco.
We're
Right.
all on 49ers.
All right,
We're
so I
on
think
the
we're all
49ers.
49ers, right? Okay, so everybody, I want your game of the week, and then we're gonna get out of here. I think I already know Lauren, so we're gonna go to
Ooh.
you last, Lauren, because I think I already know what
Game of the
yours
week.
is. So my game of the week is going to be Bills Commanders, and only because it's in Washington. Sam Howell has been playing so well. Josh Allen is this year. He was great last week, but so we'll see. Like it's Commanders Bills for me. Ferg, what you got?
All right, I got one. This is off the beaten path because it's only week 3. I'm gonna say Steelers Raiders on Sunday night.
That's a great.
Like we're gonna find out if KC is just gonna run through the West again,
Yep.
Yeah.
or if the Raiders are actually going to put up a fight and beat somebody in a
Well,
prime time game.
if
Steelers
Devontae-
last night. If the OC, if they're gonna change up anything in Pittsburgh, I'm gonna go Steelers Raiders Sunday night. That's
If
my game of the week.
Devontae can stay close to the line of scrimmage, it might be a good game. All right, Ian,
But
what you got,
I
brother?
really wanted to say Baker versus Jalen, and I can't believe
and
that
I
was gonna
understand
say
that.
I really wanted to say that. No.
I'm
Okay.
excited for that game.
No, that's probably what Ian's gonna say. What you got, Ian?
I'm not going to say that, and you know me. Everything that I ever say is always geared to fantasy because that's
Yep.
where I exist.
I get it.
If Amon-Ra plays Detroit versus Atlanta, I
good
love Bijan and I love
Fantasy.
Amon-Ra. I think it's good. I don't think Amon-Ra plays. So
No,
I'm going to
I don't
pivot.
think he plays either. There's going to be
So I'm gonna
minimal
pivot.
possessions in that game.
I'm gonna
Minimal
pivot.
possessions.
If Amon Ra doesn't play, I'm going to be like 1-2
Yeah.
in a lot of leagues.
So
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
going
get
to
that.
pivot away from that, and I'm going to go Chargers Vikings.
Oh, that's where
That's a
Lauren was going to go,
high-scoring
I'm
game.
sure.
That's a high scoring game.
No.
That one.
Well, you were talking about Chargers Vikings before we came.
Oh
on the
yeah,
air,
for
so.
DF, but I'm actually that's not my. I'm saying. Well, no, go finish up, Ian.
You're going to go
Sorry.
Saints Packers, so you just go Saints.
No,
You're a
as a
homer.
DFS,
You're a homer. You are a
as a
homer.
I'm done.
DFS person, that's not
I'm
where I'm going.
You go ahead. You go
For
ahead. I'm done.
DFS, first, real quick for DFS, this week I love. It sucks that everyone's hurt, but at the same time, I'm going to take advantage of the backup running backs because they're super cheap,
Mhm.
and I'm going to stack as many number one wide receivers as I can. So the games I'm looking at, Falcons, Lions, until the Lions do me wrong, and they haven't. I've won money the last 2 weeks. It'll be Lions, Falcons, Chargers, Vikings, and then I'm probably going to have Lamar naked in some of the stacks and not stack him with anyone.
Yeah, I get
You've
that.
been winning, Lauren. Let me hold $20.
Naked Lamar. All right.
Since you've
Let
been
me have-
winning,
let me
Lauren,
have
let me
$20
hold
since you've been winning.
$20.
Let me hold
Naked Lamar.
$20 since you've been winning every week.
Naked Lamar being traded for Patrick Mahomes.
Naked
Oh man,
Because I
Drew
don't
says
know
go
about-
Giants. We
no,
sat here
they-
and talked shit about the Giants for like 30 minutes, and then
Dude, the
Drew
Giants are
stepped in with the
trash.
Giants.
All right.
The
Sorry,
man
I
is a
love
Giants
it.
fan. We don't know. He could be from
So
New
bad.
York. Let that man live.
so Ferg, next week you have to let us know about this trade situation and how this is going down.
Listen, I'm gonna have to
Um,
sleep on that because
I know you're gonna have to
Dude,
sleep on it, man.
Jay is a
Oh,
snake, a
Smash.
pure snake. He is a
That's
snake.
a, that's a smash.
I agree with Ian and Lauren here, Ferg, but I can't wait to hear what you decide to do because I know it's going to be hard to get rid of Mahomes. So, any last minute comments y'all want to say before we wrap this thing and put a bow on it?
Burrow
I just wanna
doesn't
say one more
play,
time,
and Jake
congrats to
Brown is close to
Birds.
300.
Playoffs are coming.
right,
I
so hold
hope
up.
James Bradbury is back because I don't want to see Josh Jobe covering Mike Evans.
Ew.
Yeah, Mike Evans is tough, bro.
He looked amazing.
So
I got-
I'm gonna
I give you. Can I end with my hot take before Clint?
please.
This off. Anthony Richards doesn't play. Gardner Minshew ends up top 10 QB this week.
I mean, look, I don't hate it. I hope he wears the jorts before and
Gardner.
after.
Love Minshew mania.
I hope
love
he
it.
wears the jorts
Minshew
before.
mania.
I love
so
it. I love
I'm
it.
also going to go a baseball take, Lauren. I'm a huge baseball fan, and I just need my Cubs to keep winning. That's all I need. I don't care about anything else as long as they keep winning. So
Wow.
anyway, until next Wednesday at 7:30, same bat time, same bat channel. And don't forget, anybody that's on Thursday night, put them in your starting lineup. Leave your
Get them out
flex
your
space.
flex.
Leave the flex
Leave your
open.
flex space.
Why do we have to
flexible.
continue to keep saying this every week? Like
Right.
we have-
Look, we just have
Be
to say
smart.
it. Just to remind everybody. Be
Yeah.
smart. And also, fuck your team. We'll
Fuck
see you
you.
guys next week. Peace out.